Yo, what is up? John Hollinger's fanboy here, bringing you another video about bankroll management. And in this video, I will be basically explaining to you why you have to use parlay bets to maximize your expected value. This is a common fallacy I've been seeing on the sportsbook and sports betting subreddit that says that yeah, never parlay, only ever do individual bets. It will pay off more in the long run. When in fact this is actually not true. You don't want to do this if you are trying to maximize your expected value. And in fact, the bigger the parlay, the more risk it will have, but it will actually give you a higher expected value in the long run, as long as the bets you're making are over 53% win rate. If the bets you're making are not over this 53%. This is going for bets with the standard minus 110 odds, of course. If the bets you're making with those odds are not hitting at a 53% or higher rate, you're not going to be a winning player anyways. And it's pretty pointless to go over these strategies. But anyways, let's just get on to the video then. Yeah, so I won't go over this again, but this is basically like the terminology I will be using for this video. The bets I will be calling, the bets that are presented in the video are just called like bet A, B, C, and D. And yeah, if you need like any explaining for the rest of this stuff, then just feel free to contact me. But it should be pretty self-explanatory. You can just pause on this page and read over it. But let's get started then. So for the purpose of this video, we're gonna assume that the 4 bets you are going to make for this video have equal probability. So as you can see here, I've set the probability of bets A, B, C, and D to all be 0.55 or a 55% chance of hitting. So for this video, we're just going to set our daily budget at $600. Yeah, just like I explained in the last video, it's very important to just have a budget that you would like to bet per day and not go over the budget, just so you can manage your bankroll very disciplinedly. But anyways, we're gonna set at $600, and you'll see why later. It just makes the math a lot easier for this video. So yeah, so let's say your budget's $600 and you are just going to place a $150 bet on each bet A, B, C, and D individually, right? Well, as you can see from the calculated math here, the expected value for each bet, each $150 bet is 7.5. And the expected value, therefore, of when you add all 4 bets up is going to be 30, which if you divide it by this $600 number is a 5% return on your investment on average if each bet has a uniform 55% hit rate. So yeah, that's pretty good. But to be honest, it's not maximizing your expected value, actually. Here, just a real quick, these are just like the standard payouts and the percentage chance of like those payouts hitting if you if each bet is 55%. Yeah, I won't go over this either. It should be pretty self-explanatory. If you hit 4 out of 4 bets, you'll be paid out $545. And you hit that 9.15% of the time. But now let's see what happens if we switch it up a bit, right? Instead of using this $600 budget and placing it on 4 bets of $150 each, of each bet that's 55%, what if we did the combination of 2-team parlays of these 4 bets instead? So what if we did like a parlay of A and B, A and C, A and D, B and C, B and D, and C and D? So yeah, as you can see here, this is basically the chart I'm talking about. What if we did a 2-team parlay of A plus B, A plus C, all the two-team combos pretty much of the 4 bets, what would our expected value be then? For this, to remain in budget, we are going to have to only be able to place $100 on each bet. And as you can see, I have adjusted the numbers in my calculations here. The payout for if the bet hits is 260, and the cost is 100. And as you can see here, very interestingly, the average expected value return is 8.9, which is really interesting because as you can see again from the single bet, that it's actually, despite the fact that you are betting less money, your expected value return is actually greater. So that's kind of interesting. And as you can see, like, due to that fact, your total expected value is also greater. It is 53.4 versus this number of 30. So almost double your expected value just from doing two-team parlays instead of the standard single independent bets, right? So why is that? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. If you can see here in the single bet calculations, you utilize your edge or your advantage. Your advantage is this 55%. Because this is above the percentage to make the bet a winning bet, which is about 52.5 or somewhere around there. I forgot the exact math, but like, because of that, your expected value is going to be higher the more times you utilize this percentage, right? So as you can see here, you're utilizing your percentage edge 2 times by doing the parlay. You're doing 2 multiples of 55%. And therefore, because you're using your edge 2 times, because it's a 2-team parlay, your expected value is also going to be higher for the parlays, right? And then here's like the list of the payouts. Do you notice that, like, if you are going to do a 2-bet parlay strategy, yeah, like as you can see here, the payouts are definitely a lot more top heavy, right? The more parlays you do, so you do have to like balance this, right? Because if the bets are too top heavy, then yeah, like here I did the math for like 3-team parlays. It's like the same theory as the 2-team parlays, right? Where you're utilizing the edge, the 55% edge 3 times in the math of your parlay bet versus 2 times, and therefore your expected returns are going to be higher the more times you use your 55% edge. Yeah, so yeah, this is a payout for 3-team parlays, and I'll just show you real quick. For 4-team parlays, it's very simple, since like it's you either hit the 4-team parlay or you miss the 4-team parlay. We're just assuming you're putting all $600 on it. This will actually give you the highest expected value in the long run. Which, so if you're a winning player and you have a large bankroll, the long run way to maximize expected value is actually to do the max amount of, like, to do the max parlays on your bets, as long as you think that each bet is a winning bet. Because like, look, like the payouts for like each time, the larger the parlay though, the more skewed the payouts will be towards hitting all of the parlays or hitting most of the parlays. So like as you can see here from the just single bets, right? It's like very like distributed in a very nice, neat way. For the 2-team bets, it's pretty top heavy. You won't even make money unless you hit 3 out of 4. But if you hit all 4, it's gonna pay out big time. For 3-team bets, it's even more top heavy. And for 4-team bets, it's literally just binary. Either you hit all 4 and get paid a huge amount, or you miss 1 out of the 4 and get nothing, right? But yeah, so you do have to like balance this a bit if you're going to utilize this strategy, because as I said, like part of good bankroll management is being able to manage your emotions correctly. And if you just do 14 parlays all the time, you're definitely going to be very stressed out, because more times than not, you're going to just miss like 1 out of 2, 1 out of 4, and like that's worth the same as if you missed all of them, right? So yeah, you do definitely have to balance it. Personally, my strategy is that instead of doing the single bets, if I have a day where I think all 4 bets I have about the same amount of confidence in, what I would do is usually I would just do a combo of 2 team parlays. For me, this seems like the most fair distribution for winning money, because like look, like you have a 40% chance of cashing out either $480 or $1,460, right? And like both the 3 out of 4 number is going to be higher than if you just place individual bets, and the 4 out of 4 number is obviously going to be a lot higher too. Uh, while like hitting the 1 out of 4 and 0 out of 4 where you get nothing is less than a 25% chance, and like even so, like there's a chance you're gonna hit that, you're gonna get nothing anyways, if you miss all 4 doing the just single independent bet strategy. So yeah, you definitely have to balance it, but yeah, the math checks out though. If you're not utilizing parlay bets at all and you're a winning player, then you are in fact sacrificing expected value. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all I got. If you have any more questions, if you want to discuss anything else with the video, if you see if there's something I'm missing, then please comment or message me. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed and you utilize some parlays into your bankroll and betting strategy. Happy betting.